Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rai, and today I will be teaching you all about gesture drawing and how you can use it to elevate your artwork. Gesture drawing has roots in ancient art practices and gained prominence in the Renaissance and later, with artists like Michelangelo and Daumier using it to study the human form and convey emotion through their art. Gesture drawing is a form of figure drawing that captures movement and action through quick, expressive lines or masses, focusing on the flow and energy of the subject rather than precise details. It can be used for figure drawing, but also for other subjects like objects, landscapes, and animals. Now, there are several main types of gesture drawing, the first being line gesture, which employs lines to describe forms and capture the movement and energy of the subject. The next is mass gesture, which uses broad, two-dimensional shapes to create a sense of form and movement, which often use techniques like shading or applying color directly to the art. The third is scribbled line gesture, which is characterized by a network of loose, overlapping lines that convey the feeling of movement and energy. The fourth being action gesture drawing, specifically focusing on capturing the dynamic action or pose of a subject, emphasizing the movement and energy of the moment. The most basic and next one is stick figure gesture drawing, which uses simplified lines to represent the human form, which often is used as a starting point for more detailed drawing. Lastly, drawing from life is the last kind of gesture drawing. It captures the natural pose and movement of a subject in real time, which is a great way to practice gesture drawing. Now let's focus on how to start a gesture drawing. The most basic types of gestures can be demonstrated using a simple drawing, such as a stickman. However, we want to add a sense of action, weight, and space, which will make it more lively and human-like. We can start by identifying key proportions on our figure, typically points like the shoulders and waist. Using these points, we are able to distribute our drawing into a more natural proportion. Using C-curves, S-curves, and straight lines, we can elevate our stickman to a better looking version. Now let's talk about some common mistakes in gesture drawing. If you're just getting into gesture drawing, you may face two main issues. The first being that you focus too much on details too early in the drawing. When you're beginning a gesture drawing, it is important not to think of the end product right away, as it's a process to get there. Going slowly and taking your time are easy solutions to this problem. The second issue you may face are too stiff or overly rigid lines in your drawings. Focusing on the overall flow of a gesture can be a lifesaver in this case. If we take a look at these sample drawings, we can see a connection between all three. In each drawing, we can see that the artist focused on the end result too early into the drawing. Due to the amount of seemingly random scribbles in the drawing, we can see that from the start, the artist was only focused on the fully detailed result. With practice, gesture drawing becomes one of the most crucial skills in art. Many artists like to warm up with it to get in their groove before starting an art piece. It loosens the hand and helps overcome hesitation in drawing. I would recommend building a strong foundation in gesture drawing, as it helps immensely with later projects you might have. It forces you to focus on the essence of the drawing rather than the little details. Some warm-up exercises that you can do are 30-second gesture drawings or blind gesture drawings, where you don't look at the page that you're drawing on, but instead only at the model. These help build muscle memory and good habits that you can develop over time in art. Practicing gesture drawing also leads to higher levels of 3D thinking, as it lets you see the figure as a form in space and not just flat lines on a page. It also builds confidence in drawing, as it allows you to sketch sharp angles quickly without worrying about details. Through practice, it also helps you improve your depth perception, forcing you to compare different parts of the body as you draw. Again, you can work on these skills with the strategies that I provided before. Gesture drawing isn't just about movement. It also captures emotion and storytelling. The way a figure holds itself or leans and shifts its weight can be expressed using the angles of the legs and where its arms are placed, which can also express confidence, sadness, excitement, or even tension in a person. So looking for emotion and storytelling in gesture drawing is extremely important, and you can study how people stand when they're happy versus when they're tired or nervous, so their body language. People also may exaggerate poses, like you can do in your art, and you can push movement to make emotions even clearer, like crossing arms in an upset manner. You can also think about the context of a drawing and imagine what the character is doing or feeling as you sketch. Gesture drawing isn't just useful for individual figures, but it also plays a massive role in creating balanced, engaging compositions in art. A strong gesture can guide the viewer's eye and make an artwork feel much more dynamic. It helps enhance this composition by creating a flow of lines that help lead the eye through a piece of art. It adds energy to an image that makes it feel more alive when they have strong directional movement. And it also improves group poses, and it helps connect multiple figures in a natural way. You can improve composition in gesture drawing by leading your lines to more direct attention towards the focal point of the drawing. And also, how you can practice anything is just rhythm and repetition, and repeating different kinds of gesture drawing to improve your composition. You can also repeat curves or angles in a gesture drawing to make it feel more unified. Combining rigid and fluid gestures to create visual interest also helps grow that dynamic composition that you're always searching for in art pieces. And that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you have any questions at all, just make sure you drop a comment and I'll reply to you as soon as I can. See ya.